Alright, so this is going to be about Bright Memory, and I actually didn't realize this until I just beat it this morning. I knew it was in not easy access, early access, because I got it for like $5 on Steam. I think it's $10 normally, and I guess the full game, Bright Memory Infinite, will be coming out later in 2021 or like spring 2021. And if you've bought Bright Memory Episode 1, I guess this is what it's called, then you'll get it for free. So that's cool. So I didn't know that, but that's a cool benefit. And the thing about this game, what interests me is I remember watching on the Microsoft like a game panel like a year or two ago, and the biggest thing is they were like, one guy basically made this game, and Microsoft was like, yo, we'll fund you. And so basically, from what I've read, it really was like, maybe the guy has like one or two other people, but it literally sounds like he was the only really guy working on this. I think he is the only guy, and he did this in his free time and wanted to really make a game, and now he's sponsored by or in partnership with Microsoft, so money flowing in, and maybe they'll hire him to do something else. But back to the game itself, I would describe this game as like a first-person sci-fi hack and slash, honestly, because I almost feel like I'm playing Dante's Inferno or Devil May Cry, but it's like a first-person game, which is really weird. Definitely playing with a mouse and keyboard on this game is easier than a controller, because there's so many buttons and things to do. Then a controller, you're kind of doing weird hand positioning, I guess. So yeah, if you're playing this, please play on a mouse and keyboard. It'll be much better for you. But yeah, so it's like a punkish sci-fi time travel kind of game. And one thing I did notice about this game is that a lot of the things reminded me of Crysis. As you can see right here in the menu, I was like, it kind of reminds me of the Crysis loading screen where you see the nano suit and it kind of zooms over like each piece. And then I thought the enemies kind of looked like Crysis, so I kind of looked it up, and it does look like the guy had gotten into some trouble because he was using assets without buying them, so he kind of got in trouble for that. Also, as you can see, the main character, Shelia, is your average, like, I hate saying it, but your average anime girl. I guess that's all I'll say. But I can't really fault it. I assume he did this because either it draws attention or these are just the models he had. So he's just doing what he can with what he's got. But, oh man, back to yawning. But what I like about this game is, I can really appreciate that one guy basically, like, as a hobby made this, because it's pretty, it's, it's a fun game. It does kind of feel like a mobile game when you play it, but I like this idea of FPS, but also very skill-based, very melee-based. You have a sword, and you can do basic slashes, or you can do a light slash, even though it does more damage than a light slash. And then you can do the where you jump and smash into the ground. And then you can unlock other abilities like slowing down time, grappling enemies, stuff like that. And so there's all kinds of things you can do, and then you can jump in the air and slow down while you're in the air and shoot, so you're safe in the air. Lift up enemies, slash them, hit them with the weapons, whatever. So I do like it. It might get a little boring, but this is the early access, almost like demo reel. So I feel like this is just like a test run of what they want in the actual game. I say that because basically they reuse, like, in this 30-minute like episode 1 or whatever, they reuse the same little dungeon circle map twice. One for the like a tutorial level, and one for the final boss fight. And then these enemies basically stay the same, and you only get like 3 different weapons to choose from: a automatic rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. And so I assume in the full game you'll have more. And I do remember watching the trailer for this, and there was a lot more different places obviously they were going to. But you know, when I looked at this game, I don't know one person who wanted to buy it or even knew about it, and so I was like, okay, you know, I'll take a look. I like FPS games, you know. I feel like I don't play them as much as I used to when I was in high school, but I do find them still enjoyable if they can grab my attention somehow. And this game, you know, what grabbed my attention is the very like, how do I explain? Very quick combat, where you're consistently having to think. You can't just sit still and shoot. You got to be running around, dodging, jumping, all kinds of stuff. And I do like the heads-up display for the weapon. It is more of a, not even really a gimmick, it's just for show. I had thought from seeing the trailer that the HUD on your weapon actually meant something and did something, but I was wrong on that. But I'm sure, like I said, I don't know, you know, how the full game is. The full game could be completely different, so we'll have to see. And yeah, it just kind of weirdly ends right here. It is very weird. I will say though, if this game had a multiplayer, that would be pretty cool. I mean, they're working with Microsoft, so who knows? Because I can see like plenty of things you could do in co-op that this would be fun, especially if they kind of open the map up just a little bit. And now that I think about that, you know what? If this was co-op, this would remind me of Serious Sam. And I haven't played Serious Sam 3 or 4, but I used to play the ever-living shit out of Serious Sam 2 on GameCube all the time. And that was probably one of the most fun co-op experiences I ever had. And playing this definitely kind of feels like that, because, you know, it's so wacky where you go back in time, I think, or you go to another alternate universe, planet. It feels like old-timey, but then there's zombies and strange creatures. Yeah, and unfortunately there's literally like one puzzle. But like I said, I'm really not trying, I mean, I don't even think I am. I'm not really going to crap on this game because, I mean, like I said, one guy and obviously a small budget. And most of this footage was from today when I played it. I mean, obviously you'll die and stuff. Because, you know, like I said, I'm not the best FPS person, and it's kind of hard on a controller, just in my opinion. Also, every time I do iron sights, I'd have to click it again to stop iron sights. So it was all finicky on a controller, and so I switched to a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, you know, this, like, it's like $10 on Steam. I'd say get it, because I mean, when the full game comes out, who knows how much that'll be, and you get it for free by purchasing this. So that's not a bad deal at all. And it goes a long way. I mean, I know the guy's working with Microsoft, but it still goes a long way to give him more recognition and get him on the map, you know. And purchasing his game obviously always helps. And lately, you know, thanks to the Steam Winter Sale, I've been kind of trying to expand my game library on games I don't usually play, and so I want to give a chance. I'm not really, like, you know, I'm not like that kind of guy that only plays one or two kinds of games. I play all kinds of games: third person FPS, first person FPS, role playing, strategy games, puzzle games, survival. You know, I've done everything, like Rust, COD, Gears of War, Halo, Death Stranding, Dragon Age, Fable. I mean, you name it. And so, I will definitely be making videos on niche games, I guess. You know, one is called Dead of the West. I don't usually play like the whole over-the-top third-person shooter. I guess that's what you'd call it. You know, it almost has like a Diablo 3 camera angle. I usually don't play games like that, and so, you know, I'm trying to play more games like that, just so, you know, I can get a good feel of every possible kind of game out there. And I got Hatred. That was 89 cents. You know, apparently the most controversial game ever. It'll be interesting to play and talk about that. Cold Fear. It's like a Resident Evil kind of game, which I used to have it on the PS2. I think I played it for like 20 minutes and gave up for some reason. I cannot remember. Also, I mean, back to the game, but this fight and even this boss, it just reminded me of Dark Souls. And as you can see in the beginning, the guy clearly has a thing for Dark Souls, which is not bad. But this felt like a Dark Souls boss fight in a Dark Souls map. Just FPS shooter, which is really strange, but I almost like it. I do wish that you had either different melee weapons or could have more melee weapons, like a sword and shield, a hammer, whatever. Because I mean, I do like this vibe of, you know, I hate saying it, but Dark Souls with guns, but instead of it being like Remnant from the Ashes, where it's third person, this would be first person. And so I would like to see more of this idea. I know Warhammer Darktide, I think, that's supposed to kind of be like that. But yeah, the game, do I recommend it? Yes. You know, if it's nice to support small developers or a developer. Fun little FPS game. Nothing too crazy. Don't expect really anything new. The melee and skill abilities are pretty fun. And it took me like 35 minutes to beat the whole thing. So, you know, it's just a fun little thing. And like I said, you'll get the full game. So, yeah. I guess that's going to be it for me talking. Please enjoy the rest of the video. I am actually going to be reviewing some, you know, non-movie, non-game like I used to. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 brand new statues I got. They were not cheap. So one is very rare. I'm definitely excited to talk about that one. So I'll be getting statue reviews done here soon. I just got a new light ring like set stand, which really helps. And so everything's just coming together slowly, basically done. And yeah, so niche game reviews coming up. I am trying to finish Death Stranding. That's one where I'd like to make a long discussion about that. So Death Stranding, niche games, and 4 statue reviews. So that's plenty of stuff for the next month or two. So thanks for watching, and I do hope you will check this game out whenever you can. Alright, thanks, bye.
must be the treasure Carter was searching for. I should take the statue to the doctor. He must have some kind of secret.